Hello guys, good morning. This is Dikshit Vora. Welcome to my channel Code, and today we would be solving another data structure algorithm problem from leetcode, and the problem is depending on the array. So let me share my screen so that you would be able to get a better idea like what the problem is and how would we solve that. And these are my thoughts. You can have your own thoughts so how to solve this one. So let's start with the problem. So I need to do like a few changes, and yep, I'm available. Okay, this is the problem. So let me give you some kind of description like what the problem is. The problem is pretty simple. Like we are having an island parameter, we need to find the island parameter. So we would be able to get the grid of the island, and we have to count like what are the parameters. The parameters are pretty much simple, and here like we need to count. So uh, what are the blocks which it would be taking up? Saying for this one, this is the first block, and so it is having like 1, 2, and 3 borders being surrounded by water. So this is like a water lake, water body, and it is having an island. So that is it. So over here you will be able to see there is one block. So for the first one, and for the second grid we are having 1, 2, and 3. The first 2, 3, and then we are having at the fourth like the middle one, and for the last we are having like this two. So the first and second, and it goes with same with the third one, like it is having only one block which is like having like 4 surface we are surrounded with the water. And when we go for the third example, it is having like the one block and on the first row, so it would be also having like the same thing, it would be surrounded by the 4. So that is the problem. And like let us start with the solution. So I already solved that problem on the leetcode, and I already written the test cases for the same according to the leetcode, and we would be able to get the solution for the same. So let us start with the solution. So we need to get to know the count of like what is the count which would be having onto the surface. So let count is equal to 0, and we would be returning the same, return count. That's it. Okay, so const, let us start with the first thing, const look left. So we would be able to find the left. Oh, my bad, I had done something. Okay, I and j, and we would be having like our parameters over here. We would be having doing the same with look up, look right, and look bottom. So I would be doing like control paste, saying over here look right, then we have look up. So we would be taking the upper one, and we have look bottom. So for the right, like we for the left first one, so say if j is double equals to 0, and by my bad I have done over here, it should be j, and over here also it should be j, here it should be j as well, and for here as well it's j. So my bad. Yeah, and say yep. So we can do something like here as well, like return true, else it would return return grid of not grid of, so not grid of I or j. I think so I'm doing something wrong. Grid of I and grid of j minus 1. Yeah, So this would be giving us look up, look left, sorry. And pretty common, like yeah, we would be doing the same thing. So for the say look up, we would be doing the same thing, but here the changes would be like I, and we would be giving I minus 1, and it would be j. Yeah, and when we go for the right, so when we have go for the right, like here we would be checking like if right j is equal to grid of I dot length minus 1, then it will be returning true, as else I, and it would be j plus 1. And yeah, coming to the next point, so would be what would be having at the bottom. So for the bottom, like we would be having the same thing, but here we would be changing for instead of I, it would be instead of j, it would be I, and here the length of j and I plus 1, and j. Yep. And we need to have a like for loop. There will be 2 for loop because we are having like a grid option. So into the grid we would be having like the for loop. So for, and the index would be I, and it would be sorry, and yeah, and we need another for loop for and j, and it would be starting with 0. It would be, yeah, and it would be grid of I, and it would be giving us the length, and it would be having a j incremental, yeah. And now we are having like the if condition, if statement, and grid of I and j, because we would be having like the I and j, let's say. So first look of I and j, and it would be going for a count of plus plus, so it would be incrementing the counter. Now we would be doing the same thing with our left, right, and up. So here look right, and look up, and we have look bottom. Yep. So yeah, pretty much it, and let us go for the testing. Yeah. I think so, might be some kind of issue. Yes. See, so for the bottom it says like you have done something wrong and cannot read the property of 0. So yeah, need to debug a little bit. So it's not agreed of j, and I plus 1, and greed, it should be greed, not of j. Yeah, this is like how we can find the solution and the debugging. Yep, now all of the test cases are passing, and this is like guys, the solution for our problem. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. This is like the solution for the leetcode problem, and I would be posting this one to my GitHub. You would be able to see the solution. And thank you guys for watching. I would request you guys to subscribe to my channel, and it would be sufficient for me. Thank you guys.